I want to explain something very complex, very mystical, very deep and mysterious. In the book of Judges, chapter 14, not Solomon, Samson was just moving about with all his friends, no, doing his friends. They were Philistines, however you say that. So these Philistines were having a party, were having a feast, chilling, dancing, and eating, like Christmas kind of vibes. And then Solomon said, I'm going to propose a riddle to you. So it was 7 days of the feast. On the first day, he gave them he gave him 7 days to solve the riddle. Now, so he had like a wife there. So he told the Philistines tried for 3 days to solve the riddle. Then on the fourth day, on the third day, they told her, okay, yo, wife of Solomon, please help us. I'm sorry, Samson. So she tried to help them. And what she did was she cried on the fourth day for the understanding of the riddle that he gave to them. And she managed to get the understanding of the riddle. What's the whole deeper meaning of this? Samson is a type of Jesus or God shining forth in the last days. If you read Samson's story, the whole story there, it's how you say a shadow of Jesus and God's life towards the end of days. Because in the book of Malachi it says the Son of Righteousness shall arise with healing in his wings. That's a correlation there, and Samson means son. Now, and Malachi speaks of the last days. Now, okay. So on the fourth day, who is the bride of Christ? The bride of Christ is the people that are, you can say, mystically joined to Him. They don't seek so much an outward, okay, I'm going to heaven. They seek an inward filling of Him. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ birthed into Mary. You can say that's a type. Okay, that's the main characteristic, the mystical union. That's the bride. Okay. So now on the fourth day, so the 7 days of, you could say the 7 days of existence of our existence, which are then expanded into 1,000 years, because Peter says one day is as 1,000 years. So you say 4 days on the 4,000th, okay, on the 4,000th, on the fourth day she began crying. You could say on the fourth day the bride of Christ began to make a sound. The Spirit and the bride say, "Come!" They're crying out. So and in the story of Samson, that chick was just some random, I don't know, she's just doing it for her own good. But in this particular, so as a type of the bride of Christ isn't as shallow as she is. Okay, so it's the bride of Christ is crying out since those 4,000 years. So that verse was written in the book of Revelation, was written in 4,000 since Adam, which was 0 or something like 30 AD, which is 4,000 years since Adam. So on the seventh day, Samson finally explained the riddle to her. What is going to happen on the seventh day? And the seventh day is a type of the millennium, of the rest of God. God rested on the seventh day with His bride. He's going to rest with His bride and bring forth the mysteries through rest, the riddles through rest to the Philistines, meaning they're going to be people on the earth some of whom will be deceived by Satan when he's released from Hades, as it said in the book of Revelations, after 1,000 years. So to these people, the mysteries that were hidden for these 6,000 years, for these 6 days, are going to come forth. The knowledge of the glory of the Lord is going to fill the earth as the waters cover the sea. So that is what's going to happen. Now, the word for riddle there is mentioned with Solomon, when he said that the Queen of Sheba came with hard riddles to test Solomon's wisdom. And then at the end she said, not even the half was told to me. And also it's mentioned in Psalms when it says, I will utter dark sayings of old, meaning I will bring them forth. I will bring light to them through. He's not going to do it through himself, but through the bride of Christ. Those were mystically joined. So now, what's the last one today? I've forgotten. Yeah, fourth day, seventh day. Yes. Also in what was the thingy? In when he was talking about Moses, he said that I don't speak to Moses in dark sayings. You know, Isaiah was given dark sayings, was given riddles. He said, say for example, what Isaiah 53, the suffering servant. You know, these are the mysteries. They are hard to understand. You know, they were difficult. Daniel giving hard sayings. All the prophets were giving hard sayings, but God said, I don't speak to Moses that way. I speak to him as a man speaks to a friend. Isaiah, Habakkuk, you know, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. Ezekiel says, Son of man, say these riddles to the people. So all these prophets were giving riddles, you know, Ezekiel's wheels, Jeremiah's types and, you know, thingies that he did. They're all in the Bible there, but they're going to be brought forth. Because Moses wasn't given riddles because he was as a type of a son of God, the sons of God, like Jesus was. So, I believe that's it. I believe that's what I have to say. Because, yeah, Moses was just, that's why in the book of Hebrews, the guy first talks about Moses. Now, Moses was a servant, but the son is treated differently. And sons are treated differently. Now, Moses was a type of a sons, but the sons are different. They're even more into the union, more into seeing him face to face. 1 Corinthians 13. For now we see in a veil dimly, but then face to face. Paul said they press on to the high calling. So that's the high calling. So a whole 1,000 years of bringing forth the mysteries on the earth. Thank you very much for listening. I believe that's all I have to say. Goodbye.